welcome to my English class for grade 7. My name is Kay and I will be your teacher. Okay. Oh, there we go. So on your screen, those are my contact details. Just to check, can everybody hear me? Just indicate on the chat box that you can hear me. Okay, awesome. So on your screen, those are my contact details. If there's anything that you don't understand, you have questions or you need assistance on anything, please take those down. Yeah. Okay, so classroom management. So there's a few points that I need to explain to you guys before we continue so that we are able to work together well. Firstly, there's a host who's helping me with classroom management every time I'm doing a live session. So as much as you guys can only see me, there is somebody else who's assisting me with the session. So my host will be the one who will be muting and unmuting your microphones. So whenever we need somebody to speak, he or she will help me out with that. Okay. Secondly, for the sake of time, we'll have most of our discussions on the chat box and take 2 or 3 people to read or share answers when necessary. And then my third point is if chosen by my host to read or share your answer, please say your name first before please say your name first before you read or answer, because I can't see everyone who's tuning in. And finally, let's have fun and learn together. Okay, we're still continuing with comprehension skills. My goals for you guys is to develop your reading and listening comprehension skills, for you to learn how to analyze literature text using comprehension skills, and for you to learn to recall details and evaluate the text. So just by the show of hands or indicating on the chat box, who was here yesterday? Okay, I do see a lot of you guys were here yesterday, which is awesome. So to those who were here yesterday, what did we do yesterday? You can respond in the chat box, guys. What did we do yesterday? To everyone who was here yesterday, what was our lesson about? Yes, it was about reading and a listening comprehension. Okay. To those who are starting with us today, welcome, and hopefully you will enjoy the class. Reading, yes. It was about a comprehension. Jonathan is telling me, I said I want the difference between listening and hearing. I haven't forgotten about that. I still will check my my homework, but for now, what did we do yesterday? We read about Buravos. Okay, so yesterday we did a short story that was called Pay It Forward by Bridget Neves. What was the story about? What was the short story about? Candice, oh, hi Candice, you were here yesterday, I remember. It was about Leah and her friend helping a homeless man, yes. It was about being generous, correct. It was about giving, yes. It was about 2 girls and a homeless man. Okay, I see a lot of you guys do remember. It was about generosity, or you can say it was about the act of kindness. I see a lot of you guys got that one correct. Yeah, it was about Leah buying food, Bravo's role for the homeless man. Yeah, that was the short story that we did yesterday. So based on the short story that we did yesterday, what was the goal of our lesson? Or what do you think was the goal? Please type on the chat box, guys. To improve listening, to be generous, to learn and listen, learning to be generous, to improve listening skills, to be kind. Is there more? It was for you to learn to recall details from what you read and to be able to evaluate the text. By the way, guys, I hope you have your pen and paper. If there's anything you would like to take notes on, you are more than welcome to do so. Okay. I see, Dalen, you have raised your hand, but for now, let's just type on the chat box, guys. I will give you an opportunity to ask questions a bit later. So we are still on comprehension skills. So when you see a title on a book or on a poem, why do you think that title is there? What's the importance of a title? Guys, okay, Jonathan responded to show what the story is about, to give you an idea of what is going to happen. Jonathan and Candice are on point. There's just like a whole lot coming through. To give a story a name. That's Tristan, yeah, correct. To give information about the story. Let me just move this and put it aside. So the title, it may offer a clue to what the text is about or the intention of the message. So it can be a clue to what the story is going to be about, or the message that the writer is trying to share. Yesterday, the title gave us a clue, and also there was a picture of a young lady giving food, which was the provost, role to a man sitting down. Do you guys remember this from yesterday? Sorry. Candice, I've already read out my objectives for today. My objectives or goals for today, I've already read them out, or do you want me to repeat them again? Okay, but anyways, do you guys agree that the title and the picture, they did give us a clue on what the story was going to be about? Okay. Let me just go back to my objectives. So the goal, I'm repeating for Candice and for some of you guys that didn't hear what are the goals or objectives for today, is to develop your reading and listening comprehension skills, for you to learn how to analyze literature text using comprehension skills, for you to learn to recall details and evaluate the text. I'm sure now we're good. Dalen, I'm gonna unmute you.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the question?
The question.
You raised your hand. You had raised your hand.
Oh, ma'am, never mind, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right then. Okay, we are moving on. So, after reading a poem or even a short story, there are 5 W's and the H that we use to analyze comprehension. What are those? 5 W's and the H, what are those? Jonathan said why, when, okay. I see who, where, what. Can you name them at once, guys? Don't just type them one by one. I see Mark. Thank you, Mark. You got them. I think this is Njebi. You got them as well. So you guys were all correct. Who, when you're asking the question who, you're asking who is the writer or who are the characters in the story. What is the main idea of the message, or what is the story about? Where is this taking place? When does it take place? And why does it take place? Those are the 5 W's. And then lastly, how does the writer expresses her or himself? The type of language that is used, that is when we are asking, that is when you are responding to the question how. How does the writer expresses her or himself? And what is the type of language that is being used? So now, let's use the 5 W's and the H with the story that we did yesterday. Okay, I think on this one, I would like to unmute one person. You will raise your hand, and then my host will unmute one person who's gonna tell us who was the writer for the story that we read yesterday. Can I have one person? Khabdi, I have 3 hands up, but I would like to have one person. Hello, can I have your name first? Okay, can we get someone else? Hello?
Oh, sorry, members, by mistake.
Okay. We're gonna have to pick other people. Guys, who was the writer? Okay, I think I will just unmute Nkebi. Can I have one person? Can I please get one person?
We have unmuted Anya.
Okay, Anya. Is it a he
I was
or
not
she?
here. I was not here.
Okay, but for those who were here yesterday, if you were here yesterday, raise your hand and you remember who was the writer. There's somebody who said, "Ma'am, choose me." Okay, guys, in the meantime, if you know, please type it in our chat box. Oluitu got it right. Okay, Entle got it right. Jean, what is your question? Please write down your question. Okay,
Ma'am, it was Bridget Neves, I think. Yes.
What's your name?
Nklebi.
Nklebi. Well done, Nklebi. That's correct. Thank you. So for those who didn't have the name, now you know. Please write it down. Oh. Who were the characters? For this one, please write it down on the chat box. I did mention them earlier on. Who were the characters? Leah, yes. Leah is the first one. Leah, the homeless man. Yes, it was Leah, her friend, the vendor, and the homeless man. Okay. Where does the story take place? On the chat box, guys. Jonathan, it was not at Spa. Yes, I do see a lot of Durban. Outside Spa, it's correct. So the story took place in Durban, outside Spa. When does it take place? I think Liam, you said you have a question. Ask the question from the chat box, please. When does it take place? During the day, in the afternoon? Okay. During the day in the afternoon is also correct. But guys, remember, when you're answering a question, you must be able to support it. You must support it from the text. Okay. So it took place during summer. Why am I saying during summer? Because the weather was perfect for lunch outside and the vendor's face was wrinkled from so much time in the sun. Okay, let's check the answers. Do you guys see that it says here, the man whose face was wrinkled from so much time in the sun surprised us. So normally in summer, there's like a lot of sun. So that is why we're going to say it took place sometime in summer. Okay, guys, why does it take place? What's the intention? why does the story take place, or what's the intention? Based on candidates to teach us about generosity. It's very important that you do
Kaya?
so. Yes.
Kaya, the sound is distorting.
Hello. Yes. Yes.
The sound is distorting.
Oh, I wonder what's the issue. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Am I still breaking?
Much better, Kaya.
It's much better. Okay. My question was, why does oh yes, why does the W, it's for why does it take place? Basically, what's the intention? What's the intention of the writer? What was the writer trying to do or trying to say? To show kindness and teach about generosity, to spread kindness, correct? Kharti, please react to Liam. I think he is disturbing. To spread goodwill, to be generous to poor and not only wealthy. Okay. So the intention was to encourage generosity. So if you had anything along those lines, you are correct. To encourage the act of kindness. So in the story, how does the writer expresses herself? What language devices were used? So the how is for how does the writer expresses herself, and what language devices were used? Somebody said something about the atmosphere. Please type it again. It is disturbing. Oh, sorry, something else. Okay, so the writer in the story used this expression that generosity can go further than the person you give it to. So the writer in this case used expressions. And to be specific, the one that she used is generosity can go further than the person you give it to. Okay. So who can tell me, after you've read the story and you got to the conclusion, who can tell me what's the purpose of the conclusion? Kharji, can you please take care of Liam? People are complaining that Liam is disturbing. Liam is disturbing the rest. Yes.
And I find Liam on my student list, on my participant list.
You don't have him. What is the purpose of a conclusion, guys? When you say a conclusion in a story, why is it there? What is it there for? Okay. The conclusion usually ties up the intention of the author. So the conclusion is normally a summary of what the author was trying to say. Somebody said to tell us what happens in the end. Okay. So for our story yesterday, the conclusion was to encourage generosity. And how do we know this? Because of the last line, because of this line on the final paragraph. This line says, generosity can go further than the person you give it to. And if you guys look at the story, you see that on the final paragraph, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, awesome then. On. It was a beautiful day in Durban. Sorry. Okay, guys, from everything that I've just said, if there's something that you are not clear on, please ask your question in the chat box. Okay, somebody's asking for the YouTube link for yesterday's lesson. Okay, I'm not sure how I can do that, but if you go on YouTube, you will see a lot of videos. The one that we did yesterday, it's titled Grade 7 English First Additional Language. Okay. So for my homework, I am gonna take 2 or 3 people to tell me what was the difference between...
Sorry, 2 hands, Jonathan Ngudu and Bongani. I'm muting Jonathan.
Okay, okay. Let me have the first one.
How do you spell generosity?
Oh, it was on the screen. G-E.
G-E.
N-E.
N-E.
R-O.
R-O.
S-Y-T, sorry, S-I-T-Y.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Awesome. Always to has it there for you. But guys, right now, I am taking my homework. Oh, you guys don't even remember what was the homework? The homework was, what's the difference actually from listening and hearing? Anya, that's incorrect. That's not how you write generosity. Okay, can I please have anyone? I'm just gonna unmute.
Unmute Mark.
The difference between listening and hearing is that hearing, you can hear what the person's saying, but then listening is when you hear what they're saying and you're paying attention to what they're saying as well.
Okay, so basically the key to listening is paying attention.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark. Can I have somebody else? Opelong, I think. Yeah?
When you in your head, but
Opelong, I think your sound, it's a bit problematic. Can we have somebody else?
That's me.
What's your name?
Jonathan.
Oh, but Jonathan, you've had your chance. Can we please have somebody else?
Okay.
Yeah, let's just give other people the chance as well. Thank you so much, Oluetu. I can see your comments. Thank you. Is there somebody else who would like to tell us the difference?
Me,
What's your name?
Upilong.
Opilong, your sound was bad. Okay, you can answer.
Listening is when you process it in your head, but hearing is when it comes out from the first ear, then out of the other ear.
Okay, that's very nice. Thank you. Okay, one more person. And that's it. Hello? One more person. Stelo.
Hello, Bonile.
Oh, okay. But I've already unmuted Stelo.
Listening is when you pay attention to something that someone is saying, and hearing is when you hear what people are talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So.
Oh.
Hey, Kelsey, can you please mute them again? Thank you. So the difference between hearing and listening, hearing, it's a physical process. It's natural that takes place, you know, and also basically when you have, under normal circumstances, when you have ears, you can pretty much hear anything that is within your hearing range. But the difference is, just because you can hear it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can understand it. An example would be, you're sitting at home and you can hear your mom and dad talking and you're watching TV. You're not necessarily listening to what they're saying, but you can hear that they are talking. And you don't really understand what they're talking about, but you can hear that they are talking. But then with listening, it's not only just a physical process, it's also a mental process. Also, with listening, it requires an effort. With hearing, you don't have to do anything extra to hear something. But with listening, it requires an effort that is you paying attention to what is being said. Okay. Also with listening, as you are listening, you are learning what is being said. And that is when you are able to understand what is being said. So basically, one is passive and one is active. If there's anything you should remember, one is passive, it just happens. You don't have to do anything extra. With the other one, you need to be active, you need to be paying attention, you need to be, you need to make an effort. Did we all get that? Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining my lesson for today. Tomorrow, please look forward to a short quiz that we're going to have. Our short quiz will be on listening, reading, and analyzing text. So to better prepare yourself, go through everything we have done from our first lesson. But I do want to take just a few of your questions. Thank you so much to those who are looking forward to the class tomorrow. But is there any questions, guys? I'll take one or two. But if I can't take any more questions, you can just, you know, pop me an email or you can just send me a DM on Instagram. But other than that, just go through everything that we've learned. Thank you so much for your time. And I will see you guys. For those who are saying that today's your first day, just go to YouTube. You'll find the video there. Other than that, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, Kaya. Ending the session.
All right.